Hello, Adam. How are you, Adam? Can you hear me?
I can. Hi, Rabbi. How's it?
Baruch Hashem. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Thank God. Very good. See your pep talk in the street worked, eh?
It's nice to see you. You know, we started actually, a matter of fact, we started now the book of Yehoshua. We're going through the book of Yehoshua.
Oh,
because
wow.
What's happened?
Hello, Rob.
Hello, Marky. How's it? How are you?
Baruch Hashem, Rob. How are you doing?
Baruch Hashem.
I'm waiting to hear all about.
I'm so happy
I
to
want to
see
hear
you with
all
us.
about
What else with
Yeshua.
us? Well, oh, Gabriel with us. Gabriel.
Hello, Rob.
Hello. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, good. Who else with us? No one. So I was just explaining to Adam that we started on a Sunday a 6 series of Shiurim about the book of Yehoshua, to introduce the book of Yehoshua, because many people are so that they studying Gemara, they studying Halachot. I'm not saying that it's no good, but you know, first we have to understand what's happening. We have to understand that our Tanakh, it's not enough just to study the Parshat HaShavua. What about the Tanakh? To know the basic. You know, many people go into Gemara before they even know the basics. So I decided to make a series about the book of Yehoshua, and I divided to 6 shiurim, that every shiur will do it to 4, and today's going to be shiur number 4. And today we're going to do chapter 13 until verse 17. That's mean 13, 14, 15, and 16 until 17. And we'll continue from there. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, na'aseh v'natzliach, ve'Hashem alenu berachamav yarviach. I'm just going to do a quick revision what we spoke on a previous
Listen to this now.
On a previous shiurim, so everyone will know what's happening. So what are we going to do? I'm going to mute everyone, and then
Paris against.
Okay, so chapter 1 spoke about the preparation of Bnei Israel entering to Eretz Israel. In chapter 2, Yehoshua ben Nun sent the 2 spies to Jericho to check if they can overtake the city of Jericho. In chapter 3 is the preparation of Bnei Israel to cross the Jordan Valley. Is Bnei Israel to prepare them to be ready to cross the Jordan Valley. And chapter 4, actually, Bnei Israel crossing the Jordan Valley. And not only that, building a monument, a big monument in a Gilgal. In chapter 5, the chapter speak about the circumcision of Bnei Israel before entering to Eretz Israel. And a sub-chapter speak about Korban HaOmer, the first Korban HaOmer, to make sure that the Hitah Hadasha is allowed. That means all the thing become Yashan, all the wheat, okay? And obviously, the revealing of the angel to Yehoshua ben Nun. In chapter 6, it's already speaking about starting to conquering the city of Jericho by circling the wall of Jericho. We explained in chapter 7, we saw that it speak about that Achan, that from the Shevet Yehuda, that he took from the spoil of Jericho, and the people that die by going to war with the city of Da'ai. In chapter 8, he speak about conquering the city of Da'ai and making the altar, building an altar and writing the Holy Torah on a big stone. In chapter 9, it's we see that the unity of the six nations, that they are the Hivi, Ahiti, Aknaani, Aprizi, Vaivusi, Vahiti, to go to war against the Givonim. And the Givonim also lie to Yehoshua bin Nun, and like they pretended that they come from a far land to make peace with Bnei Israel. In chapter 10, the war against the five kings of the Canaanites, that they are the five kings of Canaanite, and basically conquering the south of part of Eretz Israel. In chapter 11, the war of Bnei Israel against the king from the north part of Israel, and conquering the south part of Israel. In chapter 12 was, in conclusion, the summary of the conquering of what Moshe Rabbeinu done and Yehoshua bin Nun. And now we in chapter 13, בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. השיעור יהיה לעילוי נשמת הרב אברהם חיים בן יעקב אליעזר, אסתר קדן בת קציעה, מרדכי בן רחמה ואסתר בת משה הלוי, ולרפואת מנשה נג'י בן פרחה, הרב אברהם בן מרינה, יצחק בן טובה, ולרפואת ליאורה בת מרים, גולדה איטול בת רמית לאה, ולרפואת דבורה בת אסתר, ולרפואת Hefziba Hannah bat Sarah Imenu. Okay, so chapter 13, in chapter 13, we see that it's going to speak about part of the land of Eretz Israel that not yet been conquered by the Jewish people, okay? And it speaks also about the command of Yehoshua bin Nun about the 2.5 tribes of Reuven, Gad, and Hatzi Shevet HaMenashe. There he told them that he's going to give him the division. The part that Bnei Israel didn't conquer was when Bnei Israel gone to war. It was on the year 2488 for the creation until 2495 years for the creation. That's when Bnei Israel basically entered the land of Eretz Israel. And now we're going to go through the verses. In verse 1,
can you say those years again?
Say again, sorry, I missed you.
You say those years again when they entered the land?
Yes. So in 2488 for the creation, Bnei Israel basically ready to start to go to war again, because that was the year that they entered Eretz Israel. And if you look carefully, until 2495, it took 7 years for Bnei Israel to conquer the entire Eretz Israel. And the same, it took 7 years also to divide the land of Eretz Israel for the tribe, for the 9.5 tribes. You ask me why 9.5 tribes? Because we know that the tribe of Reuven and the tribe of Gad and the half tribe of Menashe got their portion on the other side of the Jordan Valley. You follow, Adam? Okay, good. In verse 1 and those verses, it tells us that Yehoshua actually getting old. Verse 1 speak about the Yehoshua Zaken Baba Yamim. That means how Yehoshua getting old. Verse 2 to verse 6, and those verses, it describes to us the city that's still not been conquered in Eretz Israel. But here HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised Yehoshua bin Nun that he gonna be with the Jewish people. That means he gonna help the Jewish people to conquer those cities. Not only that, and to inherit those cities in Eretz Israel. So from here we see something very important, that on those one, we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised Yehoshua bin Nun that those cities that still not been conquered and not been divided yet, they're going to be given to Bnei Israel. In verse 7 to verse 14, here HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually command Yehoshua bin Nun to start inheriting the land of Eretz Israel to the 9.5 other tribes that going to inherit Eretz Israel. And not only that, it's been commanded that the Shevet Levy, the tribe of Levy, like the Torah tells us, will not have a portion in the land of Eretz Israel. That means, and those verses we see that here HaKadosh Baruch Hu command Yehoshua bin Nun to start distribution of the land of Eretz Israel, and Shevet Levi not going to get a part on the distribution of the land of Eretz Israel. In verses 15 to verse 33, and those verses, it actually start describing the distribution of the land. For example, Shevet Reuven and Shevet Gad and Shevet Hatzi Shevet Menashe, that in the east part of the Jordan Valley, that they gonna inherit it, and it's described how Moshe Rabbeinu actually given it to them. I'll say Moshe Rabbeinu, not Yehoshua bin Nun, because that was already in the time of Moshe Rabbeinu that they've been promised that they will inherit that part of the land across the Jordan Valley in the east part. In chapter 14, here we see that it's the preparation of Bnei Israel to receive their portion in the land of Eretz Israel, and also the given the city of Hebron to Kalev ben Yefuneh. That was during the year 2496 to 2502. If you look, that the next 7 years that they start giving the land. Until now, it was conquering land that took 7 years. That means if for general knowledge, for us to understand, it took Bnei Israel and Yehoshua bin Nun to conquer Eretz Israel 7 years. After those 7 years of conquering all the cities and all fighting against all the king that was, came another 7 years that they have to divide and to distribute the land of Eretz Israel. So in chapter 14, verse 1 to verse 5, now it's become the introduction how the distribution of the land of Eretz Israel going to be. And here we see that Yehoshua bin Nun explained to Bnei Israel, it's going to be done by Elazar HaKohen, that wearing the Urim and Tumim on the breastplate, that they have to ask. And it's going to be done by him and by Yehoshua bin Nun, that they're going to do a lottery. Not only that, they explained that Bnei Israel going to get part, except one tribe, that the tribe of Levy now, he's out of that lottery, basically. And not only that, it starts showing, and Yehoshua bin Nun explained to Bnei Israel that what's going to happen if you take Shevet Levi, instead of having 12 tribes, you should have 11. So now what's happened? We say that 2.5 tribes already received their portion on the other side of the Jordan Valley, on the east part of the Jordan Valley. And that's Shevet Reuven, Shevet Gad, and half of the tribe of Menashe. So how many of them then going to believe? 8.5. So where's the 12 tribes? So here Yehoshua bin Nun explained to Bnei Israel that the tribe of Yosef going to be divided to two, to Ephraim and Menashe. That means Ephraim and Menashe, each one of them going to get their own portion. That means Yosef, basically, if you want to call it, Yosef going to get double portion. That means both of his kids going to get it. So we see from here something very important, that Yehoshua bin Nun preparing Bnei Israel and telling them that was what HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded Moshe Rabbeinu, and Moshe Rabbeinu commanded Yehoshua bin Nun, and that's what's going to happen. And verse 6 to 15, because on those, in this chapter we have only 15 verses, and verses 6 to verse 15, and those verses, Caleb ben Yefuneh speaking about the spy. Now he reminding Bnei Israel the time of the spy that was when Moshe Rabbeinu sent the 12 spies to Eretz Israel on how they sin, and he asked Caleb ben Yefuneh, asking Yehoshua bin Nun, okay, that if he can receive the city of Hebron. So we see from here that Caleb himself, Caleb ben Yefuneh, asked himself, Yehoshua bin Nun, if he can get the city of Hebron, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu obviously granted, and Caleb ben Yefuneh received it, and Yehoshua bin Nun blessed Caleb ben Yefuneh and given him the permission that he will inherit the city of Hebron as part of his inherit. In chapter 15, we see something very interesting. Here we already start seeing that the boundaries here in this chapter, the Yehoshua bin Nun described already which boundaries each tribe gonna get, and each tribe got his boundary, his area, according to how big was the tribe. In this chapter, it's actually speak about the tribe of Yehuda. So chapter 15 speak about describe the size and which city actually the tribe of Yehuda gonna be inherit. In verses 1 to 12, and those verses, okay, it describe what the tribe of Yehuda gonna get and which part of the land of Eretz Israel. It's actually on the south. If you look at Jerusalem, the north part of Jerusalem and, the south part of Jerusalem from Hebron, okay, that's the part that Shevet Yehuda gonna be taken, and it's become in a lottery that been done by Yehoshua bin Nun and Elazar HaKohen. Elazar HaKohen that wear the breastplate, that was the Urim and Tumim, and how they used to do it. How is the distribution done? So they used to write, they have like a big thing, and they used to pull a piece of paper with the name of the tribe. And that tribe that came out, for example, the tribe of Yehuda that we're speaking now, they stood in the front of Urim Vetumim, and the light on the letters used to come, and they knew, Yehoshua bin Nun and Elazar HaKohen knew how to read it, and they explained which part of the south part of Israel, or the south part of Yerushalayim to go south, which part of it from Hebron onwards going to be part of the tribe of Yehuda. In verses 13 to verses 19, actually, in those verses is described the conquering of the city of Hebron, and Caleb ben Yefuneh, as we mentioned, that been promised that, first of all, he asked, but then he given the permission that that's going to be part of his heritage, that now Caleb ben Yefuneh actually taking the part of the city, but not before to one deal that he done. What is he done? Caleb ben Yefuneh, okay, that managed to take the Hebron, okay, he took that, what it's called Kiryat Sefer, and he asked that whoever gonna conquer Hebron, that's Kiryat Sefer, and also the city of Dvir, he promised him to give him his daughter Achsa. And the person that gone to war, it was Atniel ben Kenaz. He gone to war, he managed to conquer Kiryat Sefer, okay, that's the city of Dvir, and he received the city of Dvir, obviously, and he received Achsa, his daughter. In chapter 20 to 63, look, it's quite a big gap. It's all speaking about the name of the city that in a tribe of Yehuda, except one part that they was not allowed to conquer, Rabotai, and I will explain why they didn't allow to conquer and when they're going to conquer. So in those verses, it just explained all the city that the tribe of Yehuda actually was belonged to him, that now from here it's belonged to him. No one can actually say anything about it except one part, and that was the city of the Yevusi. Why the Yevusi? They're not allowed to conquer. That means in the middle, just imagine, in the middle of your land, or in the middle of your heritage land, there is one non-Jewish nation living, and that was the Yevusi. And that was in a part of Shevet Yehuda. What happened here? Avraham Avinu given an oath to Avimelech, the king of Plishtim, that as long that any one of his inherit gonna be in the Yevusi, in the land of the Yevusite, okay, they're not allowed to harm them, they're not allowed to conquer it. So when they actually conquer the part of the Yevusite, they only when David HaMelech came, much later, when David HaMelech became a king, okay, that's when he conquered it. David HaMelech actually conquered that part that left, because by then, none of the descendants of Avimelech was alive anymore. That means was Plishtim, we mustn't mix, but from the descendants of Avimelech, nothing left, and now was a permission to the Jewish people to conquer the part of the Yebusite. The only reason that they couldn't conquer, because the grandson of the king of Plishtim, that was Avimelech, was still alive, and he was in charge about the Yevusi. And Bnei Israel kept the oaths that Avraham Avinu given to Avimelech Melech Plishtim, the king of Plishtim. So they didn't done any harm. Only later on, when David HaMelech came to power, he took it over. In chapter 16, here it's described the boundaries of Shevet Ephraim. Until now, we spoke about Shevet Yehuda. Now it's speaking about the boundaries of Shevet Ephraim. And this chapter is a very, very small chapter. There's only 10 verses, and it doesn't speak a lot. Again, in verses 1 to verse 3, it speaks about the lottery that they done to the children of Yosef, because Yosef have two sons, Ephraim and Menashe, and in the lottery came the lack of Ephraim, and that will be the south part of Eretz Israel. Now, listen to that, the south part of Eretz Israel, but that's from the Jordan Valley towards Jericho until Bet Haron and Gezer. And those cities that was in their time. In verses 4 to 10, and with that we're going to conclude, and those verses, it's actually describe how's it going to be and where is it going to be. That's mean, and those verses describe the boundaries of the heritage of the land that the tribe of Ephraim going to get, and that's going to be from the east part of Atarot until Bet Haron. That's mean, if you want to know plus minus how it work, it's going to be part Atarot, I don't know if it's Atarot of today and Bet Haron, that was on that time. There it speaks that that's describing basically from the south part of Israel, where the Jordan Valley, where Jericho is, towards all of that area. So if you look at it, if you know a bit the map of Eretz Israel, when you came down from Jerusalem down going towards the Dead Sea, okay, if you take left, okay, that's like you're going towards Jericho. You take left, Jericho, Bet Sha'an, etc. So from that area, actually, when you cross, there's a small little road, okay, and you see the Jordan Valley that many Christian come still to that part of Eretz Israel, and they coming there to I don't know what's the right word to say, but they're coming there from all over the world, and I think that it's 3 times a year or 4 times a year that they come, and they actually baptizing. That's it. That's the right word. They're doing baptism in that part. So it's exactly not far from Jericho. It's actually the road dividing Jericho and the Jordan Valley. If you know Eretz Israel, that's part of the southeast-north of Eretz Israel. That was the part of the, what do you call it, the Shevet Ephraim got in the lottery. Now I'm going to give time for questions. So if there is any question regarding the book of Yehoshua, I will try and answer. So if you have, please unmute yourself and you can ask.
Hello, it's Anthony.
How are you?
Right, how are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Why? The question is, why did the tribe of Levy not get a share in the land? What is the reason the tribe of Levy did not get a share in the land of Israel?
Very good question. Because there is few answers to it. The one answer, because the tribe of Levy, they was busy in Bet HaMikdash. What does it mean? They was the tribe that have to serve Hashem. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want to give them a portion on the land, because if he will give them portion on the land, they will be so busy with the land, with the heritage, that they will never serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the way that they should serve. So therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said that part of the tribe will not going to get, because they have better thing to be worried. So not to worry them, they didn't get any heritage on the land of Eretz Israel. Instead, they got 48 cities that the tribe have to give them, and they didn't have to worry. That means that they have a free accommodation. Why? To keep their mind serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu at Bet HaMikdash. Because otherwise people will be busy harvesting their land, okay, planting, getting ready on the land. Do you follow? Any other question? If you have, please unmute and you can ask. Okay, no question. No question. Or there is still question. So if you have question, just unmute yourself. Okay. I see that there is no question, Rabota. I would like to take the opportunity and to wish you all a good evening. And I hope that we'll see you again on Thursday night. Thursday night, we'll do the shi'ur, please God. We're going to do the shi'ur in Parshat HaShavua. So I hope to see you all. In the meantime, to wish you a good evening and a good week. Look after yourself. Enjoy the weekend and keep safe. In the meantime, all the best. I'll see you on Thursday, Be'ezrat Hashem, Parshat HaShavua.
Thanks very much, Rabbi.
Pleasure. I hope that you enjoy that. We'll speak next on Thursday again. Ciao, ciao, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Something happened.